So Protect Line, we're a company that's been going for 10 years plus now, started from humble beginnings.
We're a life insurance brokerage, so we're setting up policies so that people, if they were to become seriously ill or were to pass away, their families are they have a safety net there for them. They're not going to go through financial struggles paying for a funeral or having to get by with life without their loved one. We're protecting kids, wives, husbands, brothers, sisters, parents. We're protecting people's lives.
Protect Line in one word?
I would say determined.
Innovative.
So if I had to describe Protect Line in one word, I'd say passionate.
Inspiring.
Family. Yeah, I'll go with family.
If you're on the fence about getting life insurance, I would say just take a moment to really think about what your loved ones' lives would look like if you suddenly weren't there. Because it's so easy to think about what else you're paying for. You know, we've all got Netflix or phone bills and all these sorts of things, but if, God forbid, you were to pass away at one point, none of those things are going to do anything. And sometimes we set up those things without giving them a second thought. But when it comes to something that is so important and also quite a vital thing to your family actually surviving, I would ask yourself, why are you on the fence about setting something like this up when perhaps we're not on the fence about setting something else up?
I would probably say put yourself in a position where if something happened and you didn't have cover, what would that look like? It's quite difficult. We never think about what happens if we're not here. We're always planning for the weekend, next week, next month, birthdays, Christmases, and it's hard to take yourself out of your own reality and imagine what would happen if you weren't there. But if you can try and think of it that way, hopefully that will help you to see that you do need to plug that gap. We don't want to have a plan B, but sometimes it's silly not to have one.
Protect yourselves. I've witnessed firsthand what life insurance can do, seeing my nan pass away and my dad not being able to afford a funeral for her. Luckily her and my granddad had cover in place, because 2 weeks later my granddad then passed away. So if you need to protect your family or you're worried about your family moving forwards, take the leap and do it, because it's going to help them down the long run. My dad didn't have to suffer, and that led on to me not having to suffer financially from them passing away.